Medal of Valor, Retired Sergeant Lon Sweeney and Officer Randy Vanderhoof. Civilian Medal for Heroism, Mrs. Teresa Sweeney and Ms. Lenka Frank. In the early morning of June 20th, 2014, Retired Sergeant Lon Sweeney, his wife Teresa, and Officer Randy Vanderhoof, who was off duty, with his girlfriend Lenka Frank, were fishing near the Columbia River's entrance near Astoria. The Coast Guard announced a pending restriction on the Columbia River bar because of the ebb and of a building 6 to 8 foot swell. Sergeant Sweeney and the skipper of a 25-foot aluminum guide boat heard the warning on the emergency radio. Both got their passengers into life jackets and shouted to each other across the water to make sure the warning was heard and headed in together with the other boats leading. Teresa Sweeney's job was to watch the other boat as they navigated through the rough waters. Suddenly, the guide boat capsized, and its 6 occupants were struggling for help in the rough waters. Sergeant Sweeney could not spot any survivors until a swell pulled the stern under and the boat sank vertically, exposing survivors and debris. Officer Vanderhoof and Sergeant Sweeney quickly came up with a rescue plan. Officer Vanderhoof took charge and notified other boats in the area and the Coast Guard of their efforts. Teresa, in addition to helping throw flotation devices to survivors, also kept debris from the propeller. Meanwhile, Sergeant Sweeney maneuvered through the pounding swells to each of the people, as Officer Vanderhoof and Lenka Frank pulled them in one by one. The victims reported there was one more person still in the water. Sergeant Sweeney continued to look for him, but they were overloaded in their own 24-foot fishing boat and in danger of capsizing in rough waters. The Coast Guard arrived with ships and a helicopter, but it was too risky to make a passenger transfer. So Sergeant Sweeney, with his overloaded boat, navigated to safety. The 6th victim was found later, tangled in debris. Local media picked up this act of heroism. Let's take a look.
We got 5 on board, and we thought we had them all.
But one man was still missing, last seen clinging to the bow of a boat at the mouth of the Columbia River, and that's where the charter boat he was on capsized this morning in the middle of very rough water. Good evening, thanks for joining us. I'm Deborah Knapp.
And I'm Steve Gunner. As K2's Bob High reports now, a retired Portland police sergeant who saw the boat overturn rushed to help. The weather here at El Waco and across the mouth of the Columbia River was just great this morning, but the sea conditions were deteriorating, and that led to tragedy. Back at Port in Astoria, Randy Vanderhoof and Lon Sweeney showed me the life preservers everyone on board the boat that capsized were wearing. They were in Lon's boat on the Columbia this morning, right behind the boat that sank. The seas were rough and treacherous.
And then the next thing you know, we came over a wave, and the boat was upside down. All you saw was the top of the bottom of the boat.
And then
we were just like,
came up like this and started going down.
Yeah, we were like, whoa, they just turned over. And then we saw these guys, and they were screaming and kind of waving.
We were kind of trying to maintain the boat, not get them caught in the props, and rescue them. We got 5 on board, and we thought we had them all.
Then Randy saw a man clinging to the bow of the boat.
We got them all in the boat, and I noticed that one guy was crying, he was sobbing, and I kind of consoled him, and he said, my buddy's still out there.
Coast Guard observers knew how bad it was. They already had binoculars trained on the area and watched the boat go down. They launched a rescue helicopter from Astoria.
And he kind of came off the back of one wave and buried the bow of the boat into the next wave. It was an open boat, and it just it immediately swamped and capsized.
The boat sank almost immediately. The missing man's body was recovered later, still wearing a life vest and tangled in fishing gear. Randy, a Portland police officer, and Lon, a retired Portland police sergeant, are glad they were able to rescue the 5 people they saved.
You get in there and you do what you can do to save a life.
The Coast Guard says one of the reasons boats often want to get in over the bar before it closes to small craft is they can be stranded out there and stuck for hours and hours until the bar reopens. In El Waco, Bob High, K2 News.
And we will continue to track this story throughout the night and all weekend long, bringing you new information.
Sergeant Lon Sweeney, Officer Randy Vanderhoof, Teresa Sweeney, and Lenka Frank, for your quick thinking, heroic, and calm actions in what was a horrific situation saved the lives of 5 people. Your selfless actions in the face of grave danger should be recognized. Retired Sergeant Lon Sweeney and Officer Randy Vanderhoof, you are hereby awarded the Portland Police Medal of Valor. Teresa Sweeney and Linka Frank, you are hereby awarded the Civilian Medal for Heroism.